And welcome everybody to the long-awaited official Hawkeye trailer being out. We of course are super excited, which is why we are here to talk about this trailer a little bit more in depth and give our full breakdown of it. So of course, this is your host Armin. You guys make sure you check out the podcast dropping every week because that's where you can hear more of us have these types of discussions. And of course, as always, I am joined by Mitch.
What's up? You can follow me on Twitter, Mitch692. Also, me and Ricardo did a Shang-Chi spoiler cast for his site last week. I think it's up now. So
I will contact him, and if he sends me the link, or if I can find it, I'll link it down below so you guys can check that out. So
sweet.
Yeah, make sure everybody checks that out. Ricardo was on an older podcast from a few weeks ago, so you guys can check out his stuff as well. But speaking of checking stuff out, you know what? Let's just get right into this trailer. Let's start off with the first trailer, shot, because it really establishes exactly, where we firmly catch up with Hawkeye, what's been going on, and of course, the reason why his family isn't going to be in the series, which I thought honestly was a great way to open a trailer, just so people don't start going, the MCU timeline is confusing, which they always do anyway, but this kind of it's like, look, it's after everything that happened, but here's your shot of him with the family before they leave, because he can sense something bad is happening because of what he sees on the news, which we'll talk about.
But it's only the kids.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna take it as the missus doesn't like the whole Ronin thing he done.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be like that typical, you stop at nothing to get someone back.
Yeah.
And then they don't, kind of like the Doctor Strange what if, you go to these extreme lengths to get someone back, and then all of a sudden they don't like what you become. And I think that's the angle they're going to play it here.
Yeah, and I think we're probably seeing the shared custody type of deal here, where it's like, look, he's kind of, he's living in New York in this crummy looking apartment. It's very much pulling from the Matt Fraction comics. We'll talk more about that here as we go, but that's sort of why I put this first shot here. But as we keep going, we get some establishing shots of New York, and specifically we get this shot of a I love that there's a musical for Steve Rogers, the musical.
Yeah, this is nuts.
This is amazing.
I kind of hope they focus on it a little bit, just slightly. Like you get a good 5 minutes of it or something.
That would be amazing. That honestly would work, because give us a good a trip where he's sitting there with the kids or whatever, and they're watching. He's just like, that's not how it happened. It's like, it's a musical. Stop. It's
because at least in this trailer, what we've seen of it is the Avengers one.
Mm-hmm.
It is the first part, even though the Steve suit they have there, he's in the Winter Soldier one.
Yeah,
it's not accurate.
I actually think I put that in here, so we'll talk more about that and what we think is going on. But let's just go on to the next shot here, so this is the shot where you would assume he sees this on the news. He's like, okay, I gotta keep my family safe. Something's gonna go down in the next couple weeks, and we got a shot of Ronin over on the TV. Obviously, it's Hawkeye looking it over, so just like the comics, they are playing with multiple Ronins, which I like.
So this is Haley Steinfeld. Which it took me a couple of goes to actually figure that out. I was like, is this just a shot of Clint in the Ronin suit? is this actually Echo? Who is it? And it's like, oh, it's Steinfeld.
Well, that's the thing, because there's been some leaks out there that suggest Echo is going to also wear the suit, so...
Oh, she absolutely will.
Yeah.
That's half of her character in the comics.
Yep, which we'll talk more about that because she's featured very briefly in this trailer. But let's jump ahead to the next shot, where obviously they want to firmly grasp again. Here's that scene from Endgame. It is after it. Here's him in the Ronin suit. Just in case you forgot, here's the direction of the story here.
Yeah, and they're going to play about with this a lot.
Yeah.
So, there's no doubt we get flashbacks to what he's at, more of what he done, apart from that one shot from Endgame.
Right, right.
Like, why, like, you know, how did he get the idea for the name Ronin? Where did he get the suit from? And I imagine this is where Echo is going to start.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe she's just reserved for the flashbacks only, and then she's not actually there in modern day until like towards the end. But
Right. Yeah,
it's going to be something like that.
Yeah, there's plenty over here to play around with, which we'll talk a little bit more about in terms of what does this mean. But the shot I got after this is obviously, this is when he's sending the kids off and, you know, where the mission starts. So I'm going to assume that, like many of the MCU TV series trailers so far, most of what we're seeing is from very early on, specifically a shot like this where he's clearly not beat up and bruised already.
Yeah, I'm going to take this at the first episode.
Mm-hmm.
At least at the family shots.
Yeah.
And maybe a bit of the Kate Bishop stuff.
Yeah, definitely. So the shot we got after this is that now, you know, through the dialogue in the trailer, we've been introduced to the character of Kate, and here's a shot of her. Obviously, she's already been somewhat beat up and everything because, you know, she's been on the run by the look of it. Now, how she got the idea of put the Ronin suit on and wear, unless it's like something that's sold in stores for Halloween, which I could see a fun take on it. It's like, oh, I decided to just wear it because.
I'd say you could go the Miles route with the Spider-Man from the original comics, where he has that Peter Parker Halloween suit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or just throwing it out there, it's actually she's wearing Clint's.
Huh. I mean,
like his suit goes missing, it's because she has it or something.
Yeah. I mean,
or like he's throwing it away or something like that.
It could be that, or for all we know, she's really good at like tracking, and she's found his warehouse and stole his suit or whatever, and like, yeah, okay, like, you know, because obviously they're gonna take some liberties and changes from the source material, which is fine.
Oh yeah,
again,
yeah, because she's not like Kate when she first appeared, because you know, Kate didn't have a solo origin. She debuted in Young Avengers, and then we see her become Hawkeye over time in that run.
Yep.
Whereas obviously the Matt Fraction run, she's well established at that point. So playing fast and loose a little bit, but that's just what they always do.
I mean, they kind of got to at this point, you know, keep everybody on their toes. Now, also, I do want to go to the shots. We could see he's not as beat up as later on, so this is quite clearly very early on, probably after their first meeting. You know, they've had a night out. He's like, oh, I'm too old.
It's like these damn kids, they're so young. But it's always Clint with the getting the kids to straighten themselves out. It's always Clint.
It's the fatherly figure hero, I suppose.
he is the heart of the Avengers.
It's true.
Going to his wife.
It's true.
Or maybe ex-wife now at this point.
Yeah, we'll find out how that plays out, I guess. Maybe she'll solve the mystery, if anybody gets that reference. Hopefully some of you do.
No.
Yeah.
It took me a second.
Yeah. Well, speaking of solving the mystery, so we saw set photos of one of the gangs. So this is one of them. Obviously, we know that there's plenty of gangs in New York and things that are going to be going on. We know that there's multiple gangs and like crime syndicates after him. So here's a highlight of one of them. Now, this isn't the proper tracksuit mafia with the blue and white. So rival tracksuit mafia, I take it.
I was just gonna say that. I bet you there's more than one. It's gonna be like the Russian version of like the Bloods and the Crips.
I love that in the MCU there's a fight over who gets to wear the tracksuits as the mafia. That is peak. That's
one's just like the normal Russians. The other's like a European Russian.
I was about to say I feel called out by this shot because it looks like half my cousins when we get together. It's like, oh, why? Damn that Eastern European.
Europeans in tracksuits, or Eastern Europeans in tracksuit is like it fits like a glove.
It's true. I'm a little disappointed there's nobody doing a Slav squat, but I guess they're saving that for the actual series, so we'll see. We shall see.
I bet you it's in the next frame in the actual episode. He throws it in squats.
They all just drop to watch. So after this, here's a shot of Clint jumping out of a building. Now, I put this shot in here specifically, one, because again, highlights the Christmas setting, but two, it's showing you that this isn't going to be what a lot of people feared, and they were like, oh, there's going to be just low budget, there's going to be no high risk or anything. It's like, no, dude, come on, like, look at this. Like, they're
I'd say this is very Die Hard. This
Uh-huh.
entire trailer is very Die Hard.
Yeah.
Even down to the whole Christmas setting.
Yeah, it is, which I do like it. I appreciate them for giving us a new setting, because we haven't been in a Christmas setting since,
Iron Man 3.
yeah, Iron Man 3, damn. And
It's been a while. And now we're getting 2 because No Way Home's apparently at Christmas.
yup, which should be pretty hype. After this shot, so this is where we come into more of, they captured him, Korean interrogation. I'm inclined to believe that, like, this is going to heavily tie in with the other characters in the series, because we know that these same people are somehow tied with Echo. And, obviously, we'll see a little bit later on. There's some familiar faces that pop up in this trailer as well. Now, I will note that we don't see anybody like, who's it, the Swordsman, I think? That's going to be one of the
His brother?
Yeah, it's like, they're still hiding a lot of elements in this, because, like, we don't even see Yelena anywhere in this. So clearly for trailer 2, it's...
I'd say this trailer, it doesn't show you anything. For the most part, it's more just like setting up the dynamic between Clint and Kate.
Yeah, which I think that's honestly what a first trailer should do.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So let's jump on to the next shot, and this is what I was speaking of, familiar faces. So, do we think major boss crime syndicate leader?
I assume so, with the red at least.
Yeah.
Because I'm just gonna go out on a whim and say they're after him because when he was Ronin in those 5 years, he like took down the head of the tracksuit mafia.
Oh, 100%.
And this is like the wife of him or something.
Yeah, and
Let's get that angle.
I'll be real with you, getting Vera for this role, because I absolutely love her. Like, she's one of my favorite actresses. She is so good that look, if they make her chew the scene physically and literally I cannot wait to see what they do. So, I mean, and I will also take a stab at guessing, which I know people will start speculating. That's like, oh, is she possibly tied in a little bit more with somebody like Kate? It could possibly be it, but
I say that's the point. Actually, it could be Kate's mum. It could be one of Kate's parents because she does come from a rich family.
Right. So that could be a possibility and what they lean more into, because you're gonna have to give the character a little bit more, I guess, connect.
Slightly different.
Yeah. I guess that's the best way to put it. So overall, can't wait to see her performance. She's gonna kill it here. So super hype. Next shot. So here's the musical.
Yeah, boy.
Now, I will say my ultimate hope here is that Clint starts to fall asleep, and then we can get Jeremy Renner doing a musical number, because we know he can sing and dance.
God.
I need that in this series.
Please, no.
No, we need
the last thing anyone needs is a Jeremy Renner musical number.
And hey, look, Steinfeld sings too, so get both of them in on
It's
this.
It's true. Oh no, it's gonna happen, isn't it?
It's gonna be
It's gonna happen.
They are going for all sorts of Emmys and awards with this series, and it's gonna be a Grammy nominated song. Just watch.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Marvel wants all the awards. So,
but fair play on the costumes in the musical bit.
Yeah.
Apart from a Smallville Hulk over there, but you can't really do anything about that.
Smallville Hulk. Honestly, that might just be CW Hulk in general, because if you've seen their budget,
it's true. It's true.
It's gotten worse over the years somehow instead of better. So,
So I can't figure out who the people behind Rogers are supposed to be.
No.
Unless they're just like random civilians.
Hmm.
Because you got a couple of them around the edges.
Yeah, honestly, no idea. Yeah, maybe they're just extras filling out the scenery. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
That's how I'm gonna take it anyway.
I take it it's not going to be a one-for-one adaptation of what happens in the Battle of New
No,
York.
it's gonna be like a really glorified version.
Mm-hmm. Well, with that, let's jump on to the next scene, the most important scene in the entire trailer. We got the dog.
Yeah, boy, pizza dog.
I mean, we've seen from set photos that the dog isn't just a one and done. So, yeah.
Oh no, he's gonna be in the majority of the series.
Yeah. Do you think they do?
Question is, where's the game?
Yeah. And
Is it going to be Clint's? Is it going to be Kate's?
that's what I'm wondering. And I also want to know, will they do any frames from the dog's point of view?
I hope so.
Same.
I really hope so. I love stuff like that.
Yeah, I love it. It's like, that'd be interesting to like, kind of like, if you're doing something or retreading the same type of plot where they gotta, because like, every show has that moment where they catch up with someone and they got to dump exposition on what's going on. You're like, it would be funny if they started to do that and it cuts to the dog and he's like just hearing muffled voices. It's like, oh, we know what this is. Like you could play around with that and have fun with it. Because, I mean, as a viewer, you know what the plot is. So catching up the new character always slows down the plot. So
definitely. Also, it's more Pizza Dog. They know what they're doing with that character.
Oh, they're gonna sell the plushies and the merch like nothing.
Oh yeah, definitely.
The Pop Funko is literally just salivating right now watching this trailer.
So. Oh. I thought Funko died.
No, we're not that fortunate.
Oh.
They're still peddling out everything you can imagine.
Ugly little bastard. Cheap plastic, ugly.
Yep.
Gonna ruin Pizza Dog.
But hey, speaking of not ruining something, here's Ronin at a LARP, a Renaissance LARP.
Yeah, this is definitely a LARP, unless this is the musical number.
I mean,
but it's a musical number at a LARP.
True. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how does this fit in and where is this, because again, it's wintry, so we're like, well, maybe it's New York, but probably not, because he's got the Ronin outfit, so maybe it's a flashback to somewhere in Europe when he was doing things. I mean, I'm kind of...
What is this thing? Is it him? Because I can't remember him having elbow pads.
Aesthetic changes?
I mean, possibly. I'm going to Google this.
Yeah, it's...
Endgame Ronin. Does he have shoulder pads?
No,
he does not have shoulder pads.
Okay.
Because it very well then could just be it is Steinfeld or Kate Bishop in the suit, and it's a Halloween version.
Yep. And the way
the Marvel's one in the comics had like knee and elbow pads on it,
and
so
that's
maybe...
And I do like that you say that, because I want to point that out. Because if you look at the wrist guards and everything, they look very slapdash together. Like
they don't have the gold going over them. It's just more laced. I reckon that's Kate.
Well, I mean, we'll see more, because we know these trailers like to play around with scenes and cuts and fake scenes. So we'll see how this plays out. But next up,
we're getting a LARP in the MCU.
We are getting a LARP. It's going to be,
and it's not an Avengers LARP, which is even more surprising.
That's what's off screen. That's what we're going to see.
Oh, okay. It's going to be like medieval elves against the Avengers.
Malekith's finally going to get his due.
Oh, yes, please do it.
Well, speaking of more Kate, here's a scene of both of them looking a little bit more formal here. So, what do you think they're doing? There's a heist, something with a highest bidder, something of that sort, typically in these things?
I'd imagine so, because that looks like the same place where he's, like, on the zip wire going to the giant Christmas tree. And I think that's clearly the ice rink we see later on.
Yeah.
So I assume that's all just part of one big scene. But I wonder if this is connected to her parents, and that's how they get in.
Yeah, because again, you talk about her being from a rich family. That's what kind of makes me think she gets them in here. There's some sort of crime bidding war on something, and they're gonna do the heist. They're gonna escape with it, and then ensue more action and run.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably gonna be some like giant diamond or something, like some typical like rich heist movie thing.
Yep. Now, it'll be interesting to see how they play it out. And you did mention the ice ring, so I want to cut to the next frame where we got both of them with their outfits. Obviously, this is one of the money shots in the trailer right here. It's
Yeah, definitely.
I'm so hyped to see how and what they do with them. Like just and how the action is going to be, because again, this is more toned down. It's bows and arrows, so you don't have to spend as much on special effects, but you can do a lot, which I'm really hyped about.
Or it depends what sort of trick arrows.
That's true, because we see that in this, because there's definitely some explosive ones and deadly ones.
Yeah, apparently some more dangerous ones.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I'm excited to see how they play this.
Yeah.
I'm just amazed that they got all that underneath the posh clothes.
No,
Like, man.
they snuck in bags with their outfits. Just watch.
Yeah.
Now, I do want to point out, if you look at the background, you're going to see the red tracksuit mafia and the blue right there next to them. So
there's also a green one.
yeah. Wait, are they just going to do all the colors having different mafias? That'd be.
I hope so. You see the primary colors of the the tracksuits.
Uh,
Also, first look at Clint's suit.
Yeah, it's. Well, I mean, it's nothing fancy, but I mean that's supposed to be their suit. So, I mean, what are you gonna do?
I'm surprised it hasn't got a lot more stuff on it. Like the set picture we got of Renner wearing it, it looked like it was missing some stuff.
Yeah.
And now here's just kind of like, oh, maybe he wasn't missing stuff, or maybe he is, and he just didn't like have time to put it on or something.
Yeah.
Or it's like been falling off or something.
Yeah, or maybe they got like a couple different suits, because we know there's gonna be like a warehouse scene in this where there's all sorts of things happening. So maybe they outfit that. Maybe he has a stash house again, because I suppose it's a wait and see what they do in the final version.
True.
Now the next scene. So here's the big one. This is Echo. Now this character, they've done a good job of trying to pretend that this character doesn't exist in the series, that she's not getting her own spin-off. And
yeah.
Yeah.
The worst kept secret.
Mm-hmm. Now, obviously, for those that know, related to the whole Ronin thing, the mobs, very prominent with the Hand, and I think it's kind of interesting. Yeah, and Daredevil, and I think it's real interesting that here they like just douse her in red for the Hand. Like,
yeah, I've seen a lot of people kind of compare it to Daredevil shots.
I mean, if this isn't, I will be shocked if she has nothing to do with Daredevil, Wilson Fisk, or the Hand, because then what is? It's not even the same character at that point. Like it's.
I will say we will see that in her own series.
Oh yeah. And you think they drop?
I think the way you do it is you reintroduce at least Matt in She-Hulk, because that's going to be before the Echo series, and then the Echo series comes back, and then you see Daredevil.
Yeah. Yep.
And that's how you play it off.
Yeah, and have him take her on as a pupil. So.
Yeah.
That's. You would think. So I guess we'll see probably more of her, a few glimpses in the next trailer, but I assume they keep her entire role pretty secretive till we see the actual thing. So
definitely.
Next frame, obviously another action shot I want to put in here, and it looks like we're gonna have at least a couple car chase sequences in this, which it makes sense for a more grounded approach if you need,
I mean, is it a Marvel movie without a car chase?
True.
Since Winter Soldier, I think maybe the Avengers movies didn't have a car chase, but everything else, there's always been something to do with cars.
It's always that easy to do, type of action sequence, and if you put it in there, it's like comfort food. You know what to expect, and you get it.
Yeah.
So just that shot I want to put in there, and then the next shot we got a better glimpse at her suit, which I really do like.
It's growing on me. I'm still not. I assume it's going to be different by the end, like everything else. The series exists essentially to get in the suit and to become that character.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. It's obviously it's a proto suit, and I've got to keep remembering that because I think it's more the colors. It's just like, there's too many purples, too many pinks.
I'm honestly expecting that by the end of the series, like they're gonna be eating dinner together. He's kind of gonna invite her over to see the family, you know, like they're gonna be together.
Yeah.
And he's gonna be like, "Hey, we got a gift from, my team," and they open it. It's the new suits. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
like something like that is what I'm expecting because this is her suit that she puts together. You know, it's
yeah. You can tell it's literally a proto suit.
Yeah,
it exists to get the job done for what she can do.
This is the Matt Murdock put on the black suit that he bought
Black
off
suit,
Amazon. You know, it's like, okay.
Yeah. It's the homemade Spider-Man suit.
Yeah.
But she comes from money, so she can afford that a little bit more.
Yeah, it's true. Hence the stitching in here.
Yeah, she hasn't got a dumpster dive for a hoodie.
Amazing. Well, speaking of that, we got the next shot, and this is just in here because people will call it out, be like, why is this series got to have humor? Because it's in the MCU, and you're going to have moments like this where he's just like, what have I gotten myself into? God damn it. Like,
also, it's based on a really funny run.
Yeah. Oh, God, yeah.
Like, you know. I know, I've seen like some like die-hard Hawkeye fans, like all three of them, kind of like get a bit worried that this series is going to take a hard shift from what Ren has done into him being Fraction Hawkeye.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of how Hawkeye's portrayed now. But I think, if anything, this trailer kind of shows he's not, as a character, going to be just hard turning into the big jokey one. They're going to play it more like how they played him in the show, not in the actual movies.
Yeah,
but they're going to put him in the funnier situations, like the Fraction run.
Which I'm fine with, meet in the middle, I suppose. Yeah, it's super hyped for it, and then
you make it work for the character you have, not the character in the run.
Exactly. And then just the final shot is obviously the logo with the snow and everything. Look, I think this trailer was exactly what the first trailer needed to be. It's like it had everything, a little bit of action, humor, establishing. Overall, I'm very satisfied with this one. I mean, we have, 2.5 months to go. So the advertising is going to start in the next couple weeks. And by the time that What If is done, we're going to have the next trailer coming out and more posters, articles, chatter. It's now, it's coming soon. So, get hyped. Any other closing thoughts on the trailer or anything that stuck out?
I mean, I wasn't overly hot on the whole thing.
Okay.
I didn't think the trailer was as good as it could be, but I think it showed the dynamic or the potential dynamic between Kate and Clint really well. And at the end of the day, that's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
I'm here for that specific thing. So it got me on that, but it's a first look trailer. It's just kind of like, I don't know. I don't know what I was expecting it to be like. It didn't come out. I didn't feel like it came out like just swinging for the fences.
See, at first, I was hoping it would do that. And then right before I watched the trailer, I was like, you know what? I hope they don't do that. And they just kind of take it easy on us and just give us something really safe. And that's kind of what we got. And it's what I really like that we got it. But I can understand why, most people would be like, I just needed a little bit more, which again, there's nothing wrong with that. But trailer leaves you wanting more. That's literally its job, right?
Yeah, it's definitely left me wanting more, and I'm not trying to crap on it or anything. It's just like, okay, that's the trailer you went with.
Yep.
But I think it's more down to the fact that they're holding a lot back, because I've got no doubt this is going to be one of the better series.
Oh yeah, same.
No doubt about that. It's just like maybe show something like maybe a bit more like what exactly is going on, but it's kind of like the original Guardians trailer where it's like, no, we need to introduce you to the idea of what's going on in this.
Yeah. In my head, I can hear Vincent D'Onofrio just snickering somewhere in the back, being like, "I'm in this." They didn't show me, but I'm in this. It's like, yeah, probably
Or
are.
he's snickering that he knows he's not in this, but everyone thinks he does.
Oh,
And he played the game by liking the tweets saying he's in it. Because D'Onofrio likes every single tweet that you tag him in.
oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, I say there's a very low chance he's actually in it.
Well,
Extremely low chance he's in it.
I mean, if you're gonna do anything, maybe you establish him in this or mention that he's around, but he's got to be featured in Echo. Like that's the one where you would want him in. But
Oh yeah, Echo, no doubt. Yeah.
yeah,
Or even She-Hulk. Like,
true.
You know,
You can
you
have
could
him on
like,
trial.
The big thing, yeah, the big thing about She-Hulk is, maybe she was the lawyer that actually put him away
Mm-hmm.
because it wasn't Matt. Not that actually was it Matt? I can't even remember now. I haven't seen Daredevil in so long.
Yeah, it's been since it's canceled.
Yeah,
Yep.
God, it's been like 5 years. Jeez.
Well,
Yeah, I don't think he's in this. I'd be very if he is fantastic, cool,
yeah.
great. But like Daredevil and Spider-Man, I will believe it when I see.
When I see this one, I'll believe it.
I don't care what any scooper. No, how many times they've been right. I'll believe it when I see it.
When I see it with my own flesh eyes, yes, that's when
Yeah.
I'm believing it. So that's it, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. It's been a 30-minute breakdown, so we went over everything. Obviously, there's going to be plenty more to talk about, so hopefully we see you guys soon, and we'll catch you all next time.